Okay, here we go. How are you? Today argument is kind of critical because it's gonna touch a subject that for many is a big question. The question is, I'm gonna try to explain my best with my opinion. It is worth it to buy an R32 GTST. Okay, well, let's start with what I'm thinking about it. I'm driving the vehicle already more than 2 years. My one is a 1993 and R32 GTST 2 doors, an RB20 stock. I mean, I did some modification, things like that, but nothing fancy. Just try to eliminate all the factory restriction, and the vehicle is running pretty good. So now let's go straight to the point. It is worth it. Well, let's go that way. I have my opinion, then maybe for somebody will be a point of interest. First of all, the vehicle is not a latest generation vehicle. It means he's made it in the 1990s. So he has all the 1990s good features, but he also has some 1990 feature then you have to be aware of and taking care about it. Number one, let's talking about the overall performance of the vehicle and the overall materials and everything else. Look, if the car is stock or closest than you can get to stock and nobody replaced or did crazy things with the interiors, these vehicle material are excellent. The overall internal vibration is very low or none at all. I have an aftermarket exhaust installed into the car, and that instead is creating a little bit more drone or resonance, but that's it. I don't have any panels squeaking, noisy, cracking, things like that. All the plastics, all the seats last more than 25 years, and as you can see are still in a very good shape. I don't do anything crazy. I just try to keep it clean and try to expose it the less than I can to the sun, stuff of that nature. This is for the interior. The noise. The car is very, very noisy inside. When you're driving it, I make a measurement. My one was about 60 miles per hour, 100 kilometers per hour. It's about probably 92, 94 decibel. So let's eliminate that crazy phase and let's make the things happen very, very easy, very quickly. You can remove the rear seat, you can remove all the carpet on the rear trunk, and whenever is there, and bind those sound insulating material, sound dampening material. I mean, you have to work a little bit, but again, you can increase the overall noise performance without, I'm saying twice, without eliminating all the feedbacks in terms of beautiful noise and feature from the engine when it's running, when you want to put some power out of it. This is the inside. The hardware, the hardware inside the car is very, very simple. There is very, very limited electronics. I mean, the vehicle has running on electronic components, but very, very limited. Maybe the ECU, maybe some other in the engine, and that's it. Here is wire to wire, man. If you have something going on, you're gonna find it. Take your meter, check your relay, check your fuse, check your wire, check your injection key. It's very, very simple. It doesn't have any crazy or any fancy electronic screen with multiple functions, stuff like that. No, it does not have it. That it is all perfect. No, one day I'm gonna address what drive me a little nuts of this car. Now it's fixed, but it's gonna be in another video. Okay, drivability is very, very responsive. The car feedback is amazing. If you have everything close to the specs, I repeat, my running on coilover, nothing fancy. I don't have any crazy toe or any crazy camber. Everything is returning to you through your steering wheel, and everything else in the senses very clearly. The transmission is responsive too. It will need a little help, because after 25 years, if nobody did nothing, you're gonna have to address that problem. Brakes, no way. Those brakes, the stock brakes, for me are garbage. It's what it is. They have to be replaced right away. I put a Z32 brakes and disc. The caliper are the original one, and everything is running without any issue. Let me see. Right in stereo. Oh man, that was terrible. The stereo, I like listening to my music. I have a little background. It's nothing fancy. I'm not boom boom. I like this old 1990 European techno stuff. So I apologize if you don't like it, but I'm liking it. All the speakers, this car came with a predisposition for 4 speakers, 2 in the front, 1 per each door, and 2 on the rear. On the back, they have to be replaced. There is no way. The radio either has to be changed and replaced, because the sound is terrible. Again, I did an extra plus. I saw dampening all the both doors, and that is improving when I'm cruising, when I don't do any crazy thing, the overall sound also inside the car. Any other stuff is again in a very good quality. It's my preferences, but I don't pretend that it's everybody's preferences. I replace also the light bulbs in the cluster, and right here where there is the control for the AC. Just be aware of one thing. Sometimes the voltage is not very stable, and when you replace that with LED, you may have to apply or install, sorry, that's the right terminology. You're gonna have to install a voltage regulator, because otherwise the LED maybe is gonna flake a little bit or fluctuate a little bit, but overall no big deal. Simplicity, mechanical things, that is my field, and that is what I'm thinking. This vehicle is very well done. It doesn't mean that it's simple to working on it, but it's very well done mechanically. Not because I own it, it's because it's what it is. There's a technical opinion, it's a fact. The front 6, this transmission after that, simple, 2 rear wheel drive. That's, in my opinion, that's the best things you can get. It is worth it again? Yes, it is. It is worth it. If you maintain this vehicle as it should be, is worth it. The simplicity of the mechanical layout of this vehicle is you know what I mean, is the strong points of it. Myself, I rebuilt the old gearbox, change the clutch, do other work in the engine, and sure, you don't have to use the hammer. That's it. Use your brain, go step by step. It's gonna be okay. The power, well, let's be real here. Depend on what is the range of power then make you feel comfortable. For me, having about 200 horsepower then are pushing on the rear wheel are more than enough. I drive this guy to go work. If I want to go fast, I go fast. If I want to go slow, I go slow. The feeling of the speed, that's another big factor. The higher you go, the slower the feeling is for you, right? Well, this vehicle is very low. So if you like strong emotions, this vehicle is for you. It's giving you a lot of emotion in terms of acceleration, in terms of handling, in terms of a feeling for the speed that are you doing. And normally, even if you're running just about 60, 65, let me say 70 miles per hour without breaking any law, the feeling is very strong. Okay, the car is designed to communicate with you. Gas mileage, I don't really care about that, but I think that with one tank, I do about, I don't know, maybe 300 kilometers. You do the calculation, maybe 200, 250 miles. The tank right here in Washington, 2020, is probably 40 bucks, 10 gallons, stuff like that, 10, 11 gallons. So again, it is worth it, yes. Just be aware of one thing. Make sure if you want to buy a vehicle like this, to do an inspection and take a look at the hardware inside the car. If somebody put his hands in all the wiring, harnesses, engine swaps, and all that crap, oh man, you're gonna have a chance to pick up, you know what I mean, issues. That's my suggestion. Depends on what you want to do. That's what I got. I recommend also this vehicle because the room inside is comfortable. I take my wife with me sometime and sit on the passenger side. She like it. It's very, very comfortable. She's not a very big girl. She's Asian. She's a petite lady, but she like it. I can say different, you know. Be aware of one thing. My suggestion is stay away from the 4x4, GT4, stuff like that. Sorry. In my opinion, they have to stay where they belong to. If you want a reliable vehicle, easy to understand what's wrong, keep it simple. This guy, the R32 GTST, has everything you need for. Okay? Sure, it doesn't have the 2.5 liter, it doesn't have the 2.6 liter on it, but considering the weight and the use that you want to do, I think that this car is very, very well balanced. Price wise, I don't know. I think that now they are a little pricey. I will prefer to stay in a range of 15 grand if it is possible. If they go higher than that, I don't know. I will negotiate very hard in certain conditions. One thing, do not, that's my opinion, do not think to drive this car out of the shop and put it on the street and drive it to be reliable. It's not gonna happen. It may be gonna happen for a while, but you're gonna have to do certain things before. So when you buy the car, save some money and don't buy it right away. Buy the car only when you have some extra, because some work has to be done as you can feel it. Okay, so it is worth it. Oh yes, because I own it. Oh no, it's just because I think it has all the numbers in the right place. That's my opinion, guys. I don't pretend that anybody agree. If somebody disagree, I will respect that. If somebody has the GTS4, I prefer that one than the GTST, I agree with it. The GTR is a different argument. I see a lot of gentlemen try to compare the GTST with the GTR. I don't agree with that. It's like apple and pear, you know what I mean? Black and white. You cannot compare those things. You have to stay with your field and try to say what is right and what is wrong. That is, I think, more fair and make more sense to me. So it is worth it? Absolutely yes. It has to be absolutely clean inside and touching the harness and all that stuff? Yes. Are you gonna have a big problem? Have a good day. Time to go. Thank you very much.